Why is there a specific commandment to commemorate the wrestling match between Jacob and the stranger, identified as the angel of Esau? What is so particularly significant about that small incident that it is commemorated for all time? And why is it that it commemorates the injury to Jacob, not the victory, or at least his capacity to wrestle all night with that angel? A little background. Our Parsha begins with Jacob having escaped from his uncle, father-in-law, cheater, liar, Lavan, but he's out of the frying pan and into the fire. He now has to confront his brother Esau, who for the past 20 years has been waiting for the opportunity to exact revenge against Jacob for what he, Esau, considers to have been Jacob's trickery and robbery of his birthright. Jacob prepares himself for his confrontation with his brother. He's strategic about it. And then there is a moment when Jacob is left alone and he's attacked by this man, this stranger. They wrestle all night until it becomes evident that this is not just some random passerby. Rather, it is the angel of his evil brother Esau. And their entanglement represents the entanglement between not only Jacob, the individual, and his brother Esau, the entanglement of all of us with our inner Jacob and our inner Esau, our godly inclination and our animalistic, impulsive inclination. And then finally, after the whole night of wrestling, the angel surrenders to Jacob, and Jacob says, I will not let you go until you concede to the blessing, which he does. He announces that no longer will your name be called Jacob, you will be called Yisroel. The angel, though, is able to injure Jacob on the socket of his hip. And therefore, the Torah tells us for all time, the descendants of Jacob, the Bnei Yisroel, the first time we were referred to with that moniker, refrain from eating the gid hanasha, the sciatic nerve, to commemorate this event. Why isn't there some mitzvah, some commandment, some obligation, something we do to commemorate the fact that Jacob was able to tolerate, to struggle with man and with God, and to succeed, as his name Yisroel indicates? Why is the commandment a prohibition, commemorating the injury? Perhaps herein lies the significant lesson. Although Jacob's name is changed to Yisroel, unlike his grandfather, whose name was changed from Avram to Avraham, never again to be referred to as Avram, or his grandmother Sarai, who became Sarah, Yaakov becomes Yisroel, and yet he is still referred to as Yaakov, because there are times when we will still be Yaakov. Yaakov is the one who holds on to the heel of his brother. Yaakov is the one who engages in wrestling. Yisroel is the one who has succeeded. And herein lies the message of #struggle is not failure. There will be our struggles, we will succeed, and we will be Yisroel. And then the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, the animalistic impulses of Esau, they come back at us again with a new strategy. And again, we will have to engage. And there may even be some injury. For when we wrestle with the dirty, we too become dirty. Behisabek, when they kick up the dust of that wrestling between Jacob and Esau, do not think that this is somehow an indication that I have failed, that my past successes are negated by my current struggles. Rather, remember, commemorate as a mitzvah, that there will be those struggles. And that is the opportunity for us to bring God the blessing and joy and nachas of our fulfillment, not only of our obligations, through our resistance of our temptations. And as such, we commemorate this event, we commemorate our capacity to withstand those struggles, and we recognize that we don't go looking for them, for they may in fact contain some sense of injury, some loss of financial opportunity or social status, when we resist the temptations of Esau all around us. So let us take the strength that within our Yaakov, within our struggles, there is the opportunity to become Yisroel, to become one who struggles with man and with God and survives. And let us not rest on our successes and recognize that there may be another Yaakov moment, another time, when our struggle and our inner strength will be called upon. And in this manner, we will not only resist Esau, we will transform him into an ally And that will result in the coming of Mashiach now. A good Shabbos.